Hi, my name's Rose Shaw. Some people call me Mama Rose. And I'm kind of continuing from a first series. Started at the beginning. I do spirit communication. Don't necessarily want to, but I do. Uh, when I was around 2 years old, I remember being in the hospital with mumps. I remember standing up in the crib in the room and being able to see out the windows, being on like the third floor, seeing all the tree branches outside. And I was still a baby. There was a whole line of people coming in through the door trying to talk to me, ask me questions. Will you talk to me kind of thing. I've had that quite a bit in my life. Will you talk to me? Uh, anyway, that's the memory I have of that. A lot of my life is bits and pieces of this stuff. Some experiences got much more intense as I got older, and then I tried to block it, but there were several years when I blocked really well. And then my daughter was having experiences, and we went through it together. So, pardon me if I don't do eye contact real well on here because I'm not used to doing this. Uh, we moved to another house in Indiana, and it was a 2-bedroom shack house with a front room and a kitchen, but all we had was a hand pump of water. We had an outhouse. This was in Indiana, and it was in the early 60s, so it was not uncommon. We also had a pump out in the yard next to the fence where the cattle would be from the neighbor's property. At this house, I was little. It was about the time I had the mumps, a little older, maybe a year older. And there was a woman that would come in the house. She would haul buckets of water from that outside pump into the house. And she was in her 40s, 45, somewhere around that. Kind of wiry, kinky, darker hair, very skinny. And she never talked to me. She never made eye contact with me, and I didn't know who she was. And I never even thought to ask. She was just part of the house. I guess that makes me even weirder because it's like when I did ask my mom things, she'd look at what I was trying to ask her about, like, who's that man over there? Uh, there's no man there, and we don't talk about that. But she'd look first because it is in the family, and I'm pretty sure she had her own experiences throughout life. Uh, also at that house, there was a big old workhorse spirit that was on the other side of that fence. And my brothers found his bones at one point, and boys being boys, they played with it and brought some home and things like that. This was all just normal stuff to me. I didn't know it was unusual. I really didn't. Uh, we moved about a year later to another house just down the road. Uh, not a lot happened inside the house, but when I was young, I would take walks a lot outside, and I had, I guess you would call him a spirit guide. That was a native man. Whenever I'd go for walks out in the woods, he would go with me. I'd tell Mom I'm going for a walk. She'd say, okay, grab the snake stick and don't get lost. Well, I never got lost, even, 5, 6 years old. But nowadays you wouldn't even hear about a kid taking long walks in the woods with a stick and then coming back a few hours later and nobody's looking for you, nobody's worried about you. That was a different time. It really was. He made sure I didn't get lost. He ran a couple snakes off so I wouldn't get bit or messed with or whatever. Uh, those are just some of the experiences of being very young. I was the youngest of 4 children. I had a sister and 2 brothers in between her and me. And I played alone a lot. At another time, I'll share past life memories. I've got a whole lot of past life memories. But it's more bits and pieces. Some lives are more than others that I remember. I'm looking at a list. I wrote some stuff down. Um, When I was about 6, 7 years old, my grandfather, my mom's dad, died of heart disease. Was one of his favorite grandchildren, so he came to visit me uh, after he died a few days later, and it was basically no verbal. It was stand at the foot of the bed and look at me, kind of thing. But it wasn't scary. I wasn't scared of that stuff. I didn't know to be scared of that stuff. Uh, I loved my grandpa very much, and he loved me, so that worked out that way. And let's see. I'll throw in one of my little past life memories. If you think I'm weird now, wait till you hear this one. We used to have a John boat turned over inside yard, and I would play outside a lot by myself. I played that I was at the crucifixion of Christ, and in past life memory, I have a memory of being a follower of Christ, not one of the disciples, but later on, when he had a larger group of people following behind. And I remember playing out the crucifixion as a child by myself, playing in the yard. Uh, that don't make you, I don't think I ever told anybody about that except a couple close friends. It's just way out there. But I remember, whenever the Christ movie came out, the sound of that cross falling into the ground just reverberated through your soul. I remember that. I remember that feeling. And after the death of Christ, we all went our own ways and preached. Everywhere we went, we talked about Christ. That's one past life memory, so there you go. When I was a man, had many past life memories, and mostly I was a man in all of them. There's only a handful of times I was a woman. I remember 22 past lives and bits and pieces of those, and some more than others. I'm not doing this particularly because I want to. I had promised my sister before she passed that I would write some of this stuff down and she would edit it for me. Well, she passed a couple years ago, and I never got the chance to do that because I'm chicken shit and wouldn't trust my own punctuation or sit down and record things to happen. So I'm doing that now. And Sissy, I love you. Got your new tattoo for you. Bless you all, and if weird shit happens to you too, then welcome to the family. You have a good day, folks.